So this was my first big opportunity on the independent scene. Progress at this point didn't have a women's title, and it was a very small women's division. So it was a lot of pressure going into it, but it was a huge deal for me. And Ginny and Laura Di Matteo, I feel like that moment kind of put me on the map. Those are like moments that you work for, moments that you live for. It was a huge deal for me, and it's still like one of my best memories of before coming to WWE.
My friends, the following contest is the final of the Natural Progression Series, and it's to crown our first ever Progress Women's Champion! Introducing the three competitors first of all, in the corner to my left, hailing from Knightsbridge in London, this is Ginny! The second competitor across the ring and to my left, hailing from the Gold Coast of Australia, this is Toni!
Ladies and gentlemen, many months have led us here. The Natural Progression Series 4 final. A triple threat match to crown the first ever Progress Wrestling Women's Champion. And we have got three incredible women. One of whom is Ginny, who immediately goes to roll Laura Di Matteo up. Toni Storm taking advantage. Di Matteo taking advantage as well. All going for cover attempts to the three ladies to start off this main event here of day 2 of Super Strong Style 16. Toni Storm rolling through. Pin attempts. Goodness me.
That's a pinning combination I've never seen before, Glenn.
Well, all three women trying to get that early victory. It's not a bad idea at all.
Di Matteo rolls through. Waistlock by Toni Storm, the strongest of the three women involved in this match. Di Matteo rolls through, shifts her weight. The 2 count again. And a standoff between the three men. Of course, the three women, of course. To be honest, though, I mean, we've kind of treated everybody the same here.
Yeah, that's it, the three wrestlers.
Well, you know what? I mean, all three women, they come with their individual strengths. We've got power, we've got speed, and we've got downright deviousness. And each of the women are going to have to employ that if they're going to become a world champion.
And here are two women with a lot of history. Ginny and Laura Di Matteo, of course, formerly known as Elizabeth, Ginny's personal assistant for a long time here. Not just in Progress, but, well, in life. Oh, and an execute to Ginny in the middle of the ring.
Laura has a pinfall victory over Ginny at chapter 32.
Matteo comes off the rope, Texas has taken over on Ginny. Laura sizing up her former boss, one of the better. Di Matteo sent over the top to the outside, catches Ginny with a strike. And huge missile dropkick wipes out Ginny in the middle of the ring.
Well, Di Matteo, probably the most agile of the three women in this match, has got to use her speed here. She's going to outclass her two opponents.
Well, they've all got to have eyes in the back of their head to know what's going on at any given time.
Toni Storm back into the ring now with Di Matteo.
And these two, Callum, I believe these two met early on in their Progress careers.
Yeah, they did on an Endeavour show. I mean, these three women were all part of the foundation of the Women of Progress division.
And Toni Storm shifts the weight.
I think Toni's often forgotten about in the conversations about that early court because she took kind of a different path from the others. She went overseas. She's obviously a champion in Stardom.
Oh, Ginny pushes Toni Storm out of the way and makes Laura Di Matteo eat a knee and now kicks to the head of Toni Storm. Misses with it. Clothesline and dropped straight onto the knee of Ginny.
Wow, what a vicious streak from Ginny. Hitting with those knee strikes and kicks.
Ginny gesturing that belt. She said all along she thought this tournament was a formality. It was unnecessary. She thought she should have just been crowned the first Progress Women's Champion. That's not how it works.
And of course, the first ever Women of Progress match here was at the Super Strong Style weekend when Ginny took on Pollyanna. And now Ginny is taking it to her former personal assistant, Di Matteo.
Yeah, practically 2 years ago to the day, the women burst onto the chapter shows for the first time, Ginny and Pollyanna, in that no DQ match. And ever since have gone from strength to strength. And now they rightfully claim their place as the main event of Night 2 of Super Strong Style 16.
And you'll notice Ginny is attacking the head, the neck, the shoulders of Laura Di Matteo. Very, very smart strategy. Oh, there you go, look, just slamming her down face first. Just pick that body part. And you can see she's just working on it.
Ginny and Laura Di Matteo, both products of the Progress Wrestling School, quite often referred to as Ginny Havoc because of her head trainer at the time, of course. Mr. Jimmy Havoc is Ginny now. She's bringing that plastic bag into the ring.
M&S this time, I believe.
Moving up in the world from Tasco. Referee Paz has to get in there. Toni Storm has her own. A little bit of revenge on Ginny. And a German suplex. My God, that slap. Matches the leg of Di Matteo.
Well, I did say the strength in this match is Toni Storm. She's the most powerful woman in this match.
Leg trap German suplex has dumped Di Matteo back in the head. Hip attack. Well, let's just call it a hip attack. Toni Storm is pretty clear about her use of assets.
That one last whiplash Laura Di Matteo's head into the turnbuckle.
I think the back of her head actually hit the metal behind the turnbuckle there. Laura Di Matteo is completely stunned by the impact of that by Toni Storm.
Well, interesting. Toni Storm just picking who to target, and actually going after Laura Matteo would be a smart move, but she actually
lands hard on the floor as she wipes out Ginny.
That was incredibly loud thud there.
You can hear them smacking the floor of the electric ballroom, and Laura Di Matteo might be sizing up an opportunity here.
Well, Laura's taken the most punishment in this match so far, so she really needs to gain an advantage in some way. This might be it.
Di Matteo,
high risk.
Up to the top rope. Oh, she slips. You mentioned the temperature here in the electric ballroom. There's top rope.
Oh!
A dive by Laura Di Matteo wipes out not only Toni Storm and Ginny, but two more crew members who are trying to help the young ladies to their feet there.
Yeah, let me tell you about that loud thud of that suicide dive, a bad spill.
At this point in the day, of course, it's an incredibly warm afternoon here in London as we approach June, and the perspiration is on the top rope there. Laura Di Matteo almost lost her footing and almost ate it herself, and now Ginny is making her eat the side of the ring.
Yeah, it seems Toni might have got the worst of that tope con hilo.
And just the ferocity at which Ginny is just attacking Laura Di Matteo, and no one wants to give her her chair. She's asking for a chair, but no one's getting it up.
Ginny proving her popularity amongst the Progress Ultras here again.
And look at Ginny just dragging Laura Di Matteo by her hair. That is the kind of disrespect that Ginny's got for her. Well, for everybody, really.
Sitting her down in the front row.
On the near side here, Toni Storm is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, she definitely got the worst of those two impacts there.
Ginny now running away with Laura Di Matteo on the far far side of the ring. Seems to almost get off on this utter hatred.
Oh, there goes Ginny!
Oh! Di Matteo avoided it and sends Ginny into, I don't know, the 4th or 5th row of the chairs here at the ballroom.
You can see Toni Storm just hobbling slightly.
Trying to take advantage of Di Matteo on the outside with a kick and a European uppercut. And, yeah, people parting slightly more responsibly to Toni Storm. And now Toni Storm is building up a head of steam on the side of the ring.
Oh! Huge drop kick from Toni Storm. And that sent Laura Di Matteo, I'm going to say, a good 8 rows deep there. There's only a couple of rows of people in the back here.
Of course, triple threat rules does mean no disqualification.
Sorry, it looks like Laura might have got out of the way again. And it's actually Toni that's gone flying into the chairs. We couldn't quite see from our position.
Twice.
Laura Di Matteo now evading danger.
Has put herself in a great position in this match.
She certainly has, with Toni Storm out on the outside. She has Ginny in the ring.
Well, I called it earlier, Laura Di Matteo had taken a lot of punishment early on, but since then, she allowed her opponents to barrel themselves into the chairs. She now has a great advantage. She heads to the top.
Well, be careful on those top ropes. She's already nearly gone off twice, but hits a Hurricane Runner from the top rope.
Here comes Toni.
Oh! Belly driver onto Ginny. Toni Storm needs to take advantage though. Toni Storm up and over. Second rope. Toni Storm onto the top rope. Toni Storm drop from the top rope and the cover. Only a count of 2 before Di Matteo kicks out.
Oh, the look of anguish on Toni's face.
But Toni Storm, he said she's well travelled. Obviously a champion in Stardom. Recently went to a 30-minute draw with Io Shirai. She can hang with absolutely the best of them. She's got stamina for days.
Oh, but you can see, the top rope leg drop is a devastating move, but it takes its toll on the person delivering it as well. And you can see Toni Storm, she's going up for another, but she's going up slightly gingerly now.
And as you mentioned now, RJ, Ginny takes advantage.
Those long legs.
Spikes her on her face! Hooks both legs! But Di Matteo!
That's the unpredictability of the triple threat.
As you mentioned already, RJ, triple threat rules. 1 fall to a finish, no disqualifications, no countouts. There will be a winner and a new and first Progress Wrestling Women's Champion here today on Day 2 of Super Strong Style 16.
It's the first time ever with the triple threat that a Natural Progression Series final will be decided without one of the participants actually having to lose to see the title be stripped away from them.
And you've got to think, it could be the case that one of these girls wouldn't be involved in the decision at all.
And obviously they draw a great lineage of Natural Progression Series winners. Mark Andrews, Morgan Webster and Pastor William Ever, 2 former Progress World Champions.
All 3 women now making themselves, dragging themselves up to their knees rather, as they fire off on each other with forearms, almost elbows.
Well, the question is who to strike. You've got both your other opponents. Who do you hit first?
Oh, Ginny pretty unceremoniously slapping the young Italian and the young Australian in Laura Di Matteo and Toni Storm respectively team up for a second there, but it was only temporary. And now Toni Storm absolutely rocks Di Matteo with a forearm, and the 2 young women are firing off on each other in the middle of the Progress ring. They strike each other at the same time. Ginny! Double acid rainmaker shades of Jimmy Havoc!
And she now boned them simultaneously.
But of course, the match has taken its toll on Ginny. She's unable to make a cover on either
Yeah, you mentioned earlier Jimmy Havoc, one of Ginny's early trainers. She also cites Paul Robinson as an influence as well. It shows you a little bit the viciousness, the vindictiveness you can see from Ginny.
Of course, Callum, from your analyst position, Ginny's journey to the final here has been pretty eventful.
Yeah, well, she beat her old rival Pollyanna in the first round, who of course was the final part of this kind of early quartet of the Women in Progress, if you like. And then she beat Nixon New, and I have to say, the best match of the tournament so far.
Oh, Ginny's grabbed the bell.
Well, she hasn't won it yet. She thinks it's all but hers.
Let's not forget, it's actually legal to use this.
And no disqualification in triple threat.
Oh, she hits Mateo with it.
Toni Storm with a kick to the stomach.
Oh, there's the goal driver.
This could be it.
Makes the cover. 2. Oh. Ginny, I think, almost on instinct, kicking out of the pile driver by Toni Storm. Toni Storm, of course, has used that already to win matches in the Natural Progression Series, Callum.
Yeah, Toni Storm beat Bea Priestley and Dahlia Black to get to this point. Laura Di Matteo knocking off Shakara and Alex Windsor. Ginny, of course, riding the momentum of 2 weeks ago with victory over Session Martina in Manchester as well. I want to touch on the Ginny and Toni Storm rivalry for a minute as well. These guys, in many ways, I like to think of this perhaps the modern Johnny Storm and Jody Fleisch, traveling the world from Britain, taking their match everywhere. I saw it on Thursday in Lucha Forever. They wrestled in NXT, they wrestled for Progress in Orlando, and they wrestled multiple times here in Progress as well.
Big headbutt by Toni Storm to Ginny there.
The record at this point is very even.
Yeah, it's difficult to pick a winner, but it certainly isn't a singles contest here at the Ballroom. It's very much a triple threat match.
Well, they're heading up our way. Three women fighting in the aisleway.
Oh, they're heading up to the stage, heading in our direction.
And Toni Storm appears to be in control.
Oh, they brought it all the way to us.
Toni Storm and Ginny right in front of us here, and a headbutt to Ginny. Another headbutt by Toni Storm, and to be honest, kick to the face by Ginny. Did you hear that impact here on the stage? And a forearm to Di Matteo. Yes, Ginny.
Oh God,
Ginny with the clipboard. She's just taken off our table here. I thought that was yours, Callum. Goes to hit Elizabeth in the face with it.
Laura Di Matteo.
Oh, how ironic.
Yeah.
Toni Storm!
Oh! A pole driver right here on the stage.
Toni Storm just pile drove Ginny right in front of us here on the stage. Oh my God! Oh! Tilt-a-whirl DDT on Toni Storm by Di Matteo, and all three girls are down on the stage here in our main event of Day 2 of the Super Strong Style 16.
And this just shows what it means to these three women. They're putting absolutely everything on the line to be the first Progress Women's Champion. But Ginny,
Di Matteo
right in front
taking
of us,
advantage here.
she looks absolutely out cold.
Di Matteo has got Toni Storm in the ring.
Goes for it again.
Matteo will be
She nails it.
Matteo makes the cover. 1, 2. And Toni Storm manages to kick out.
Ginny is barely moving in front of us.
Matteo's going to the ring to stand.
She's got her locked in. Remember, there is no rope break here.
Ginny's starting to crawl back towards the ring, but it's a long way to go.
Ginny only at the top of the stairs at this point now. Di Matteo is driving her foot and her heel into the face of Toni Storm. The crowd here in the Electric Ballroom are split in allegiance between Laura Di Matteo and Toni Storm. Well, anyone with Ginny, frankly.
Oh, look at the leg strength of Toni Storm.
Erin crash onto the knee. Oh my God, she could have broken her neck.
Huge impact on the airway crash.
And now Toni perhaps once more can head to the top.
Ginny's back to ringside now.
Oh, but Laura sees her coming.
Matteo cuts Toni Storm up on the top rope. We go for that Hurricane Run attempt again. trying to keep herself stable. We mentioned, of course, that the ropes are slipping here, and Toni Storm takes advantage of that. Ginny, oh my God, something on her hands. Oh! Ginny, I think with a piece of jewelry on her hand, caught Toni Storm, makes a cover too! And Toni kicks out! Ginny up there, it's hung up!
Ginny beside herself as well.
Has helped her free. Bet you that isn't Michael Kors. That's a great maker again! Di Matteo ducks it, sends Ginny into the second turnbuckle. Toni Storm with a kick to the stomach. Oh, power driver on Di Matteo! Stacks her up. 2! Ginny take advantage. Buried on the lateral press, only a count of 2 by referee Paz.
You see, she didn't have a lot of energy actually, that cover.
Maker attempt again. Toni Storm ducks it, headbutt. Pile driver by Toni Storm. Spikes her. Makes the cover.
Gotta be it.
2.
And she does it.
Gentlemen, Toni Storm is the first ever Progress Women's Champion!
And the new Progress Women's Champion, Toni Storm!
So one of my earliest defenses was against Laura Di Matteo, and that was a lot of pressure going into that match as well, because I had just become champion and those first few months are so crucial. I had such a big moment winning that I needed to keep that momentum going. But Laura Di Matteo is a huge threat. Like, she's one of the top girls in the UK and has a hell of a lot of talent. So going into that match was a lot of pressure, but it was also very fun because I got to be in front of a Manchester crowd, which is like just as good as the London crowd, but ever so slightly different. And it was a lot of fun looking back. It was a hard match, but it was fun.
Gentlemen, our third match of Chapter 52. And it seems the stakes are pretty high in this one, Callum. In fact, they couldn't be higher in the women's division here in Progress. It is for the Progress Wrestling Women's Championship. Of course, the champion, Toni Storm there, who defeated but did not pin Laura Di Matteo in the final of the Natural Progression Series, which was to crown the first ever women's champion here in Progress. She pinned Ginny in that three-way contest, and it was Laura Di Matteo who beat Ginny in a #1 contenders match in Cologne to earn the right to wrestle Toni Storm here for the Progress Wrestling Women's Championship.
These two good friends, part of the original core group of the Women of Progress. They're now wrestling each other for the richest prize in Progress for women wrestlers.
Now body scissors by Toni Storm. Front face lock, taking Di Matteo down. Di Matteo manages to escape. Going for an armbar attempt. Di Matteo manages to stop it.
I think one thing we're going to have to look at in this match, Glenn, as we go forward, Laura goes up to him. Toni Storm is coming off a couple of days involved in the Mae Young Classic,
Well, we'll avoid
No spoilers.
we'll avoid spoilers. Just
No
in case
spoilers.
you should be watching this at a certain point. But yes,
She did spend a couple of days having matches over a short period of time. She's only just come back from Florida.
it's not even just the matches itself. I mean, she said she was exhausted earlier on, but the travelling as well and the big schedule she's had. I mean, Toni Storm's been all over the world the past few months. An attempt on Di Matteo.
I was talking to her earlier on. She said when she got back from Florida, she slept for 15 hours straight.
Di Matteo makes it come out.
She's brought back down there.
Now an arm drag by Di Matteo takes Toni Storm over. And another one. Chance a big drop kick into the face of Toni Storm.
Let's talk about how far Laura Di Matteo has come. Formerly known as Elizabeth, Ginny's personal assistant, now outpacing Ginny in the Women in Progress division to get this title shot. And does not look out of place in there with Toni Storm, one of the best women's wrestlers in the world today.
Storm comes off the ropes. Goes the accuser kick. Oh, gets it the second time. So now with the cover. Guy won there.
Toni Storm, she knows how to scrap. Obviously a champion over in Stardom has had hellacious concepts with Io Shirai, Kari Hojo.
Now using her assets with the hip attack there for Laura Di Matteo, and she winds up, she shoots, and she scores.
You gotta use what you got, Glenn.
Cover attempt now, lateral press. Manages to kick out at 2. I was talking to Laura Di Matteo before the match, and she was saying that obviously this means a huge amount to her, and she has to make her opportunities count here in this match. Because it's for the richest prize in Progress for women, as you mentioned, Callum. And Toni Storm with the European uppercut sends Di Matteo down. Goes for another cover. And then kick out by 1. And Toni Storm's covers here don't seem as all the better desperate as Di Matteo's. It seems that Toni Storm's trying to impose her will on Di Matteo, whereas Di Matteo seems to be more desperate.
Well, she's definitely the underdog in this match, Glenn. You know, that's not.
I think that goes without saying. It's on experience alone.
Yeah, absolutely. European uppercut, time in the wrestling business and experience, traveling.
This is a big opportunity with Toni being tired. She goes for a cover again. And again, Di Matteo kicks out at 1.
Yeah, this is a schedule you've got to keep as a champion and as someone who's in demand. You've got to travel the world, you've got to defend the belt.
And it wears you down, and I've got to think this is maybe a great opportunity for Laura Di Matteo to knock off Toni Storm and to win the Progress Wrestling Women's Championship.
Toni Storm was already telling you, she was saying to me earlier on.
Oh, big strikes, and you hear the impact of that forearm.
She's got a couple of weeks off for Christmas. And she's already eagerly anticipating her couple of weeks off at Christmas. That tells you about her schedule. These forearms.
July at the moment, if Toni Storm's looking for a break in December, it tells you a lot about her schedule.
Exactly.
Oh my God, Rupture, he rocks it. The elbow of Toni Storm to the jaw of Di Matteo. You can see the effect it's had on the young Italian. Oh, rocks her again, but Di Matteo, her striking has been getting better and better over the last few months. Oh, European uppercut as well. Di Matteo off the ropes. Oh, Toni catches her.
See that Japanese influence in Toni Storm.
Oh
my God.
Leaping clothesline and another.
It's the momentum that Laura needs.
Oh, up kick by Di Matteo off the mix with the clothesline. The crowd now starting to get behind the young Italian.
Lights her up.
Toni dumps her over the top. Blocks the strike, and one of her own from Di Matteo. Could be going up for that missile drop kick.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Oh, gets all of it on the champion.
Toni wisely rolling to the outside. Because the champion cannot lose her title outside of the ring.
I've got to be honest, that's a bad place to be when Laura Di Matteo's around. What a dive by Di Matteo.
One of the best suicide dives in the business.
Tope Suicida.
All right, Matt Richards.
Say nothing.
I'm not doing the accent. I did it last time. It was terrible.
Di Matteo now seems to be stalking Toni Storm. Instead of going into the ring.
This is very uncharacteristic.
Oh, uppercut on the outside. And another. Sends Toni Storm into the chairs.
You can see Chris Roberts reminding Laura Di Matteo there, if you want to win the belt, you have to get her back in the ring.
This is an aggressive side of Laura Di Matteo.
I'd say we did see some of this at Super Strong Style in that too with the title, and this perhaps shows how much the title means to Laura Di Matteo. The crowd trying to put that bank of chairs back together. Toni Storm is crawling. Laura Di Matteo perhaps just right about, oh no,
Di Matteo going for that dive again! Oh, wipes out Storm again on the outside! I defy you to find a better dive than Laura Di Matteo!
I'd say one of the best suicide dives you'll see. That's not just my opinion. That's the opinion of whatever you think of him. Will Ospreay, one of the best high flyers in the world today.
Di Matteo sizing up Toni Storm again.
Very conflicted in their loyalties here.
Here comes Di Matteo! And watch out with another dive onto the third tope suicida onto the outside by Di Matteo. Just wearing Toni Storm out with those dives, and now she has to take advantage of it.
See.
Oh, no, that was prophetic. Di Matteo up to the top rope. Oh, missile dropkick, absolutely wipes her out. She makes the cover. That come in. 2 9/10 there by Di Matteo on Toni Storm.
So impressive. Could we go for that octopus?
Now she's going for the octopus. Toni Storm.
Yeah. This could be a new women's champion, Glenn.
And now the kicks to the chest. And Toni Storm trying to use her strength to force off the leg.
Release some of the pressure on that right leg. She wants to try and set up as well.
Toni Storm's trying to posture up now and use that strength advantage that we know she has on Di Matteo. And
So there she is. She's using it right now.
oh my God, she's literally powering up Di Matteo. Makes the cover. 2. Very close. Goes for that kick. Misses. Toni Storm. Oh
my God.
German on the back of her head.
Oh, folded her up.
My God, what a contest here for the Progress Wrestling Women's Championship, Callum.
I'm going to go out and say this is the best Laura Di Matteo I've ever seen, Glenn. And she's bringing it against Toni Storm.
Toni Storm, hip attack in the corner. On the lights. Oh, on the back of her head. Now Toni Storm starting to feel it, a nip up by the young Australian. Allegiances are moving quickly here in the Ritz in Manchester.
Laura Di Matteo was a long way across the ring, but she's up now.
Di Matteo now cutting Toni Storm off on the top rope. Uppercut straight to the face, and now forearm strikes into the side. Toni Storm's in a very bad situation here. One leg on the inside of the ropes, one leg on the outside. She manages to get that right leg in, but Di Matteo,
Frankensteiner, top of Frankensteiner.
oh my God, she nails it! Di Matteo has to make a cover, but the exhaustion that both of these women, the effort they've put through so far. My God, what a match!
This is incredible. I said this is the best I've ever seen from Laura Di Matteo, Glenn, but Toni Storm, she's one of the best wrestlers in the world today. She can take on just about anyone. We saw her defend her title against Kaylee Ray in London at the end of June. She's now looking for a second title defense. Coming up to the knees now.
Di Matteo with a palm strike into the chest of Toni Storm, and Toni Storm with a big strike of her own. Both women rather rising to their feet there. Oh, God, the chop by Di Matteo.
These two are just battering each other.
That's into the chest of Toni Storm, and now
I did speak to Toni earlier. She said
front kick takes out Di Matteo.
she'd be taking no mercy on her friend here.
Here comes Storm. Oh, lung blower. Storm staggered. Di Matteo has to take advantage of it.
Di Matteo's on wobbly legs.
Oh! Headbutt by Toni Storm. Oh! Eric Clash onto the knee. Makes the cover. 1, 2. And Laura Di Matteo kicks out.
Oh, I thought that was going to be it.
And you can hear the rakes getting behind the young Italian.
That's about as close to 50-50 in the crowd as you're ever going to hear, Glenn.
Toni Storm signaling that this could be the end.
Strong zero.
Oh, super kick. Oh my God!
Oh my God! Jesus!
1, 2! Oh my goodness!
That is one of the most horrible looking super kicks I've ever seen in my life.
Just listen to the crowd here! They can feel a change coming! And I think Laura Di Matteo can as well. She gestures to the Progress Wrestling Women's Championship. Storm reverses it onto the knee! Here we go, that strong zero! Oh my God, she spikes her! Makes the cover!
That's got to be
1, 2! My God, what an incredible title match!
I defended the Progress Women's Championship against Mercedes Martinez in New Orleans. That was over WrestleMania weekend, and that was another big one for me because Mercedes Martinez is like a big name. She's a big deal. It was not just a big moment for me, but it was a big moment for Progress as well because they were drawing a crowd in the United States. That was kind of when we really started to be put on the map, and Progress just skyrocketed. So it was good for me. It was good for the whole company.
My friends, the following contest is for the Progress Wrestling Women's Championship. Introducing first the challenger from Waterbury, Connecticut. This is Mercedes Martinez! And her opponent from the Gold Coast of Australia. She is the reigning and defending Progress Wrestling Women's Champion, Toni Storm!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Progress Wrestling Women's Championship is on the line in our second match here at Chapter 67 as Toni Storm once again defends the Progress Wrestling Women's World Championship, because we can of course call it a World Championship now. She's been defending it against, as we mentioned yesterday at Chapter 66, her tag team partner yesterday, Shazza McKenzie, defended that in Melbourne, and now she's here in New Orleans defending it against the woman who got the win in that tag team match yesterday by defeating Shazza McKenzie in the long-time veteran Mercedes Martinez.
Yes, indeed. She made her debut with us yesterday, and it was quite a display. Now, personally, I think if someone does have the ability to to defeat Toni Storm, it could be Mercedes Martinez. She is a 18-year veteran, and she is a 2-time Shimmer champion. You would have seen her in Mae Young Classic. You would have seen her at NXT. So she's definitely making her presence known in the independent wrestling scene.
Well, she's been making her presence known for something like 18 years, I think, but now for the first time making her presence known here in Progress, and not dissimilar to how the match started yesterday. Both ladies here going to a grappling game and a ground game headlock takeover there by Toni. Chris Sharp there checking the shoulders, only a count of 1. Toni posturing up with those hips, and you've mentioned this before, Dahlia, and it's a good thing to note that the power in a woman's body rather is quite different to how it's constructed in a men's.
Something to note about Mercedes Martinez is that she's actually got quite a big height advantage for a woman, doesn't she? Not exactly sure how tall she is, but she definitely stands around about 5'10", even maybe 6 foot.
Mercedes is certainly rangy, whereas Toni Storm. Oof! Oh. Big strike into the face. Toni Storm much smaller, low center of gravity. And those Japanese strikes, and then that back kick by Toni Storm, and a big front kick sends down Martinez. Cover by Toni Storm, but Mercedes only letting her keep her down for a 1 count. Short European uppercut by Storm, and another. Big spine buster by Martinez. Transition straight to the cover.
Really deep cover as well. She's putting her entire body weight over the shoulders.
Oh, and now mounting. Toni tries to cover up, and those big right hands from Martinez. My God. Straight into the jaw, and then almost a slap in the chest out of disrespect. Mercedes Martinez, as you probably tell by her demeanor, can certainly brawl with the best of them as well. And now trying to hook the arm. Needs to wrench back on the neck of Toni Storm against the carotid artery there. You can cut the blood off to the brain. You can see Toni Storm's left eye closed as the pressure on the left-hand side of her neck from that lock from Martinez, and another chop into the chest. Storm felt that one. Now just clubbing blows into the back of Storm. Now, you've been in the ring with Toni Storm, Dahlia, and you know that she's incredibly high impact, but she likes to be the aggressor in the match. And she's not normally used to fighting from underneath, particularly in Japan, where, as a rule, the girls are the same height as her. And she normally has a power advantage over them.
She usually uses her hips as well, so her strength is in her hip attacks. But unfortunately, she... Oh,
snap German by Storm.
Here we go. She's just found an opening to take advantage, and these are the hip attacks I'm talking about.
Here she goes!
Holy crap!
I know you've been on the receiving end of that more than a couple of times.
It's a pleasure, but it's also not a pleasure.
I don't see how that could be a pleasure in any respect.
I know a lot of fans that would pay for that, Glenn.
Decline to comment. Forearms into the chest of Storm, and you can see Toni Storm's chest isn't nearly as red as her gear there. Oh, a big kick by...
There's that range.
Mercedes, and now... Oh! Cut it off the top rope. Now Mercedes with another very deep cover too, and Mercedes Martinez has made every single one of these pin attempts count so far. She knows what it's like to be a champion, you mentioned already. Going for that.
Oh.
Fisherman. Instead, side cradle by Toni. Oh, traps the leg. Oh, and a leg trap German on the top of Mercedes' head.
Oh.
And a kick in the back of the head. Now Storm makes a cover. Lateral press. Keeps control of the wrist, though. Now wrenching back on that left arm of Mercedes Martinez. The more of a bridge Toni can get here, the more torque she can get on that arm, and you can hear Mercedes Martinez screaming out.
She's in a tight position here. She needs to make it to the ropes. This is incredibly vulnerable.
Needs to pop her hips, which she does. Turns it into a pin attempt. 2, and Toni Storm left that very late to kick out. Mercedes ducks the clothesline. Front facelock, could be going for that. Fisherman, but no, instead, snap suplex. That's 2. Could be going for the 3 amigos here. Over straight onto the top rope. An attempt now by... Just manages to keep the shoulder down, nearly covered so deep there. She rolled Toni off her left shoulder. She's using those ropes like Tully Blanchard used to. Using them for an advantage. And
you get extra height off the ropes as well, so you can really pull them down for the impact on the mat.
coming up that Fisherman Buster. Oh! Goodness me! Backcracker by Toni. Only a count of 2 again. Toni Storm. She's both hit and drunk a number of strong zeros in her time. She's going for it now. Pile driver attempt on Mercedes. Turns inside out. This could be it.
Oh!
And Mercedes Martinez can't capitalize off the back of that. Grabs the inside leg. Oh, but Toni manages to reach the bottom rope with her right leg.
Absolutely conserving her energy so she doesn't have to kick out. Really smart thinking.
I think at this point in the match, I'm not sure she'd be... Oh, she has the energy to kick out properly. And again, going for that Fisherman. Toni pushes it down, and again going back to the arm. Oh, and Mercedes has the tap.
Going in this match, and still Progress Wrestling Women's Champion, Toni Storm!
I was always kind of like keeping an eye out on the new talent that had a lot of hype around them, because those are the ones that can just come out of the blue and snatch a win. And Killer Kelly was really starting to climb her way up to the top. So it was cool that I got to be in the ring with her for Progress Wrestling and WWE a little while later. So it was cool.
My friends, the following contest is for the Progress Wrestling Women's Division. Introducing the 2 competitors, first of all, in the corner to my left, making her long-awaited Progress Wrestling debut. Originally from Lisbon in Portugal, now residing in Essen, Germany, this is Killer Kelly! And our opponents across the ring and to my right. From the Gold Coast of Australia, she was the first ever Progress Wrestling Women's Champion, Toni Storm!
Winning the Progress action here at Chapter 73, and as my colleague Jim Smallman said a moment ago, the long-awaited Progress debut of, I think it's safe to say, one of Matt Richards' favourite wrestlers. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been waiting for Killer Kelly to turn up in Progress for a long, long time. She has been creating incredible buzz in the European wrestling scene. The gym announcer now that she's residing in Essen in Germany, and you know, she walked into that WXW Academy as Kelly and came out as a killer, training under the likes of Dragunov, Volta, Timothy Thatcher. She is one of the most ferocious competitors in Europe, and this is one of the matches that is the most sought after in a very short period of time. Killer Kelly's going to be wrestling about 2 years, maybe a little bit under. Her rivalry with Toni Storm is what has put her towards the top end of the women's division in Europe. Interesting little side note though, Killer Kelly has never beaten Toni Storm.
Well, British Strong Style had never beaten Kings of the North until about 10 minutes ago.
And the last time they ever faced off in a singles match, Toni Storm took Killer Kelly's WXW Women's Championship, so it's going to be an interesting one.
Speaking of taking championships, Matt, Toni Storm lost the Progress Wrestling Women's Championship to Ginny. She's lost her WXW Championship as well. She was successful on day one at the Royal Albert Hall for NXT UK and gaining a shot at Shayna Baszler's NXT Championship. She wasn't successful there. I think this is where the measure of the woman is made at this point in her career, because she's not. You said it as she came out. How strange is it to see Toni Storm coming out to a Progress Wrestling match without that Women's Championship?
I don't think anyone's had the aura of dominance. Maybe it's like stats-wise, on paper, someone's been a more dominant champion in this company, but it almost feels like this whole women's division was built on Toni Storm. 14 title defenses as championship, one of the most fighting champions in Progress history, and someone that we just thought, oh yeah, well, Toni is the women's division and is the women's champion, and it's who's going to take it from her. And obviously the Queen rose to her throne and was taking the crown from it, but the point you were making there, it is, how is Toni Storm going to bounce back, not just from losing that Progress Women's Championship, but all the recent disappointments, and they have been high-profile disappointments. She lost that World of Stardom title in a company that arguably made her name alongside Progress. On her biggest stage at the Royal Albert Hall, she came up short against Shayna Baszler, and now she's facing a woman who absolutely wants to take her head off.
They're at different stages of their career. Toni Storm has had silverware and gold in professional wrestling. Killer Kelly at this point, she's tasted a little bit of it, but she's hungry. You can kind of tell it with her demeanor. I'm getting attacked by Kelly. Like for Kelly now, Toni Storm is a big step. And obviously Toni Storm is going to have to get used to this in the world of wrestling in general. She is a big scalp. To put away Toni Storm means that you're serious business in the world of professional.
And Kelly has nothing to lose. If she loses to Toni, she loses to Toni. There is absolutely no shame in losing to someone as good as that.
Again, her debut in the company. So today, like you said, the pressure's kind of off. It's certainly on Toni Storm.
And that's it. And it's not a win-win situation, but it is a high-profile situation that if she can beat Toni on her debut and also the first time in her career, then she's certainly going to put everyone on notice. Obviously, Killer Kelly was going to debut earlier on in the year, and then an injury, that cut eyelid took her out of her debut. So,
followed over by Storm off the suplex.
There's many factors here for Kelly. She wants to really make a point, but I mean, fair play to yourselves, Progress Manager, and giving her one of the toughest tasks possible.
Well, we'll find out if Essen really is where killers are made.
Yeah, this is it. And
Storm. Toni Storm kind of needs to find that killer instinct as well now. I mean, there's a conversation about what she needs, but Toni Storm needs to get mean.
It's in her. Oh, we've seen it before, and she had it when she was clinging on to something. Now she's clawing her way back towards something.
Well, legs at grapevine, almost like a reverse back-to-back STO there. She's dragging herself to that bottom rope and reaches it.
Interesting to watch Toni with her tactics so far. She's almost dissecting Kelly. And wrenching back on the legs and the throat there, but
The gum shield out of the mouth of Killer Kelly, retaining that wrist control. You can see the KT tape. Big kick from Toni Storm. Both goals are staggered. Front kick from Kelly. Goes to throw a line, but Toni Storm with a headbutt, but rocks herself in the process.
and you can see Kelly's putting that mouth guard back in, and I tell you what, getting a headbutt without that mouth guard feels a hell of a lot worse than with it. It rattles your skull in your head. No, that feels me headbutt a few times in my life. Kelly needs to shake off any cobwebs that are in her head so far and realise that she's in this fight here.
Oof. Palm strikes from Kelly and Toni. Toni's gone more on them, but here comes Kelly with those forearms. Kelly goes for a kick, misses wildly. German suplex. Folds Kelly over. Bit of steam. German suplex with the bridge. Perfect. Only a count of two though.
Toni straight away though, making sure she's following it up. Hip attack looking like a whiplash.
He's trying to fight her way up to the top with Toni Storm, who's now having the worst of the exchange with Kelly.
It's a bad spot to be in.
Kelly's perching himself on the outside. She's got her legs on the outside. Toni Storm's trying to stop it. Fighting back with elbows into the jaw. Oh my God! Killer Kelly! The leg positioning is good, and the almost like a dragon sleeper in the ropes, and now Kelly moves her legs back to the inside. Toni's tied up though. Here comes Killer Kelly, head of steam! Oh, drop kick into the chest of Storm. Of Toni Storm. Waistlock. Oh, straight jacket with a bridge. And Storm only being able to kick out with one leg there. Perfect technique by Killer Kelly.
And there is something that always stands out to me every time I see Kelly wrestle. She has incredible posture. Everything she does is technically sound, including them German suplex. Watch every time she strikes. She's got the best base possible, and that's what makes these suplexes so dangerous as well as them strikes.
She's going for it again, but this time you mentioned bases there. Toni Storm keeping her weight low, making it difficult for Kelly to pop those hips to get Storm over. So instead, Kelly's going back to strikes, now trying to wear out the young lady from the Gold Coast. Telegraph that one though. Toni Storm takes her over, holds the arm, rolls through. Pin attempt by Storm. Only just managing to get out. Oh, could be going for that. Strong zero, but no. Kelly rolls her up. Very close to an upset there, it has to be said. But another front kick. I say an upset. Killer Kelly, at this point, I don't think it would be considered an upset if she were to put Toni Storm away. Toni Storm, all impact. Could be going for that strong zero. Oh, spikes her in the middle of the ring. Storm covers. And Toni Storm is back on the road to winning.
Toni Storm.
So I was set to face Holly Dead in Toronto. It was Progress's Canadian debut, so a big deal for everybody. On the way to Canada, I was delayed about 13 hours in New York, and I didn't sleep a single second going into that match with Holy Dead. So it was there was a lot of pressure on my shoulders to perform at my best when I was completely sleep deprived. But I went into the match as NXT UK Women's Champion, so that's even more pressure on my shoulders to go and perform as a WWE Champion. So it was, I look back on it with, it was a great time. It was a great time, to say the least.
Our second contest here at Progress Toronto, and it's again, I mean, I was just looking at Holly Dead's history in Progress, and over the course of
she's so scary
her
as well.
appearance she appeared at Chapter 90, and Lana Austin and Candy Floss had that very hard-fought contest. She subsequently destroyed Candy Floss.
She murdered them.
And destroyed Lana Austin, and it's almost like it's going to take a storm to stop Holly Dead, and that's exactly what we've got here at Progress Toronto as Toni Storm, the former and first ever Progress Wrestling Women's Champion and the current NXT UK Women's Champion, is going to try and put a stop to this reign of Holly Dead. What's an interesting point here, Jim, is that Holly Dead's on 2 wins. She's got to be looking at Jordan Grace, who'll be in action later on as well. And Toni Storm as well, picking up the win last night in a very hard-fought contest. Surely this almost has like a de facto #1 contenders feel to it, because at this point we don't have... Oh my God, what a shot from Holly Dead! And there's a perfectly good response from Toni Storm. I'm not sure that Storm wants to stand and trade with Holly Dead, but she manages to grab her head. Palm strikes, back kick, here comes Storm. The front kick sends down Holly Dead. Toni Storm has the whip reversed. Here's the crisscross drop kick to the face.
I think as well, Holly Dead, she did exactly what you need to do. She made an
Here comes Toni! Oh my goodness! Wipes out Holly Dead on the floor! All impact from Toni Storm, and here she comes again! Oh, this time, Holly Dead with the forearm.
What I was saying, it's like Holly Dead knew exactly how to make an impact. She came in, she kicked a load of ass, and now she has a match against the NXT UK Women's Champion. That is how you put yourself in the shop window. You come in and you make an impact.
And indeed, what a statement it gives, not just in Progress, as Holly Dead now has Toni Storm back first onto the edge of the ring for Holly Dead, not just in Progress, but in the world of wrestling. If she was able to put away the NXT UK Women's Champion, and now firing in shots to the chest of Storm.
And I'll tell you as well, I stand in the ring with her when I'm doing ring announcing. She's intimidating.
And she has creative offense, and this is exactly part of it, as she drops that undead man-like leg. Storm retreats to the corner and stomps now, and choking her to the outside as well. And Jim, another thing I've just noticed here with Toni Storm is that Jordan Devlin didn't have knee pads on, and again didn't use them last night. Toni Storm is electing to go without knee pads. We know from a time when she went across to Stardom and all of her jaunts around the world, she used to have Progress Wrestling on her knee pads. So that's why I haven't noticed it here.
It used to be something that genuinely used to pop me as well. The fact that someone would like working for us so much they would have that on their knee.
Oh,
great.
Shot by Holly Dead, but again, Toni Storm maybe trying to switch things up here. We know a lot of her stuff can be strike-based, and seems to be backbreaker by you see Toni wincing in pain. Of course, Toni, who suffered that back injury in the losing contest with Rhea Ripley for the inaugural NXT UK Women's Champion, and ever since then, Toni Storm's neck and back, she's always said that they've not been the same. And obviously Holly Dead, as much as she is this maniacal, creative character, she's got Toni Storm scouted.
Yeah, and that's the thing, she's calculated in what she's doing. Like, everyone in wrestling knows about Toni Storm's back issues. You are going, if you're smart...
and again to the lower back.
If you're a smart competitor, you are going to go straight after that weak zone. And the thing with Holly Dead is, while she's been around for a little while now and she's made an impact, we still don't know enough about her to know what her weaknesses are.
Well, Holly Dead has put away both Candy Floss and Lana Austin in sub 10-minute matches, of which she's had the majority of the offense. And now, we saw this against Lana Austin, just wrenching her back around that ring post, taking the full 5 count. And then going back to it, Storm bow and arrowed around that metal post. Stomp into the small of the back. And now knotting up the hamstring on each side. Well,
it's so unconventional and so effective.
How do you scout that?
I mean, you are legit one of the best commentators in the world, and you had no idea what to call that just then.
That was, snapped out onto the knee. And we've seen this before, hooks the legs. Oh, and wrenching back, that's more pain in the lower back and seesawing as well. I mean, the moment Toni Storm gets any respite when she's leant forward, immediately wrenching back, and now it's not even the sole of the boot, it's the heel into the shoulder blades of Toni Storm. And I've got to be honest, I haven't seen Toni Storm be this, like, physically manhandled in a very long time.
It is very unusual, and it's testimony again to what a dominating character Holly Dead is.
Well, dominating and unpredictable. And Storm needs to try and create some separation here. But Holly Dead is on her, like a boxer tying her up. Return to the ropes. Oh! Storm manages to miss the boot! Oh, but the clothesline lands! From our vantage point here, it's almost like when a free kick goes into the stands and you think, that one's definitely in. Oh, Holly Dead caught it. Storm managing to bypass her, and now having those knees into the lower back again.
At that point, I'd like to put a shout out to the guy who used to sit near me at the King Power Stadium, who always used to go, "It's in." It was never in.
40 yards wide.
Be over the stand. It'd land at the rugby ground.
Holly Dead now trying to brace the ankle around the forearm. Oh. At least Toni Storm's got her arms free, but that knee still in the lower back.
Such a prone position, isn't it?
She's got to try and roll that left shoulder underneath her to alleviate the pressure. The more she's pushed onto her right shoulder, the more it's going to be. Maybe if Toni can gut it out, she makes the bottom rope. Holly Dead again taking as much as she can of that 5 count. Well, Holly Dead drawing the ire of the Toronto fans here for progress this evening, and driving knees into the stomach. And there's a neck breaker on Storm. But Holly Dead needs to keep her focus on Storm here. Needs to not make this about a statement. This needs to be about a win. And you know that Toni Storm is only going to stand it for so long. Well, the strong-style mayoress of Storm City is fighting back with everything she's got. What a kick from Storm! She's got her rattled! German suplex on the back of her head! Maintains waist control, oh my God! Keeps it into it. Almost a cover attempt there. But she's keeping waist control.
So much strength to be able to do that.
Holly Dead. There's a big line! And he's jumped on the back of her head for her troubles. Oh my God, what a lariat from Storm! Cover! Storm straight back on her. Ties the leg up. She won't go for that bridge, instead goes for the STF. Holly Dead with the strength advantage over Storm just ekes her way to the bottom rope.
And I know Toni's taking a beating in this, but it's a testimony to how tough an individual she is, that she's still there, she's still firing.
Well, Toni Storm is resilient. Everything could be going for that Storm Zero pile driver, but instead ends up on her back. Holly Dead now with a pickup. Could be going for that lower back again. Oh, Storm manages to go around the back. Oh, but instead gets dumped in almost like a modified crucifix. Samoan drop cover. Oh, and Storm is in a bad way. That was a kick out very, very late from the NXT UK Women's Champion. And now Holly Dead butterflying the arms. There's the headbutt from Storm. Cover.
When she was butterflying the arms there, that's the move we saw her destroy Lana Austin with, destroy Candy Floss with as well. That's what she was going for. That could well have been the end. And Toni Storm had it scouted, got the head up.
And we know she dropped Lon Austin straight on her head. If that happens to Toni Storm with the neck and back issues that she's had in the past. Oh, Toni Storm manages to avoid her. Spine buster! Storm's head hits the back of the canvas, cover! And again, Storm out very, very late. Holidead joining with the referee about whether or not it was a 3 count or not. The front kick into the face. Now has Storm up on her shoulders. Another Samoan drop. Oh, got her in that pump handle position. And again, almost like the riptide of Rhea Ripley. Cover!
The thing is as well, this is the longest I think we've seen Holidead in action. When she's gone through people in the past, it's been
another cover.
It's been very rapid. But, you know, Toni Storm is a different class of competitor.
Well, Toni Storm certainly knows about being into the double digits of matches, more so than Holidead in her Progress career. And also, frustration can be something that comes in as much as she is maniacal and as much as she is incredibly strange. Oh! Missed leg drop! Storm! Straight to the pile driver! On the top of her head! Cover! And Toni Storm defeats Holidead!
The winner of this contest, Toni Storm!
Toni Storm proving just how difficult she is to beat. The resilience of the NXT UK Women's Champion to take on arguably the biggest beating we've seen in a very long time. But Toni Storm to take here in Progress from Holidead. But the short-lived reign of terror of Holidead in Progress appears to be over. 2 nights in a row, 2 wins for the NXT UK Women's Champion. And is Toni Storm back on a roll here in Progress?
I went into a match with Dani Luna, and all I knew of her is she was just one of the newest rising stars. Like, there was a lot of hype surrounding her, a lot of people had a lot of good things to say, so I was very excited to see what it would be like. I respect her a lot. I think she's going to be quite big over the next few years. I think she's going to be a big name and one to watch, one to keep an eye out for. So I'm glad that during my time in Progress, I got to step into the ring with Dani Luna.
My friends, introducing the 2 competitors for the following contest. First of all, in the corner to my left, hailing from Camden in London, this is Dani Luna! across the ring and to our right, hailing from Storm Zero City, this is Toni Storm!
Well, it is the first ever Progress Wrestling Women's Champion, Toni Storm, who is, if you like, in the prime of her career at the moment. Of course, a former NXT UK Women's Champion, as well as competed in the Mae Young Classic, has competed in multiple title matches all around the world, and is a champion, of course, in Stardom in Japan as well. Well, he was in the past against Dani Luna, who, man, it's safe to say is kind of going through the early stages of her career, but just starting to hit her stride here in the UK.
Yeah, a really bright prospect coming out of that Dragon Pro school again. We've seen her a few times here in Progress, most recently in the Proteus Rumble, coming in very early, around about 4 or 5 in that match, and had a really
tried to beat the shit out of Paul Robinson.
She did, so, I mean, there's her intention.
She's certainly game when it comes for a fight.
And this is the thing, I think she's come in with such a positive attitude in terms of no fear, no backing down. You know, you think back to chapter 94 where she was part of Revelations of Divine Love, losing in that semi-final match to then champion Jordynne Grace. So she is absolutely no fear in terms of going for the
cover attempt now, mate.
Going for the big guns here in Progress, and that extends here into this matchup.
We haven't seen Toni Storm, it's safe to say, for a very long time here in the UK, and particularly in Progress, Matt.
Yeah, last time Toni Storm was in a UK chapter was back at chapter 81 in 2018, going against none other than Jordynne Grace, so they've got some common ground there. And obviously the last time she made a Progress appearance full stop was over in Toronto against Holly Dead, so it's great to see Toni back here on UK soil, back in Progress.
Well, interestingly enough, Jordynne Grace might be the common link between these two women, but Meiko Satomura is now the Progress Wrestling Women's Champion. You've got to believe that she knows Toni Storm very well. I'm sure that Toni Storm would love to get a shot at Meiko, and indeed the Progress Wrestling Women's Champion, one of the heroes of Toni Storm. But Dani Luna, oh, now, speaking of Meiko Satomura, those palm strikes and then the front kick by Storm.
But this is a great opportunity for Luna as well. Imagine taking the scalp that is Toni Storm. You've got to think that's going to build momentum and build a case for her to possibly go up against Satomura at some point.
Oh, Storm with a crisscross and a drop kick, bending Luna backwards straight into the cover. And the former Progress Women's Champion.
We're seeing maybe a different Toni Storm from the last time she was here in Progress. There's more confidence, there's more purpose about everything she does. She's been out traveling the world, and you've got to feel that she's coming back to a division that she feels, well, responsible for. Let's not forget she is the first ever Progress Women's Champion.
Yes, the Natural Progression Series, of course, that year led to that three-way contest where Toni Storm won the Women's Championship, of course, losing it to Ginny, ironically, here in Manchester under fairly nefarious circumstances back when the House of Couture was a thing. But she's got the legs, grapevines, and now Toni Storm, wrenching back, and that's almost like a rear naked, really, like that is desperately under the chin there of Dani Luna.
Yeah, she's got her in the centre of the ring, but that point of maybe not happy hunting grounds in the form of Manchester for Toni Storm, but those slight psychological things do creep into the mind. I mean, obviously we don't do Manchester as regularly as we do Camden, and there's less of an opportunity to build back some momentum. And, you know, they are the small things that make the differences, especially in terms of being a high-caliber competitor. And in stark contrast, but like, you've got Dani Luna, who's got absolutely nothing to lose.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Dani Luna here has everything to gain as a lateral press now by Storm. Everything to gain by beating Toni Storm here. And like you mentioned earlier, that's surely got to catapult her after a win in that four-way contest as well that we had back in Camden. Cover attempt now. Storm escapes. Kick to the stomach. Knee by Luna. Whips Storm off, and there's a show of power. And when you're trained by the wild boar Mike Hitchman, you certainly get taught. Oh! how to do your deadlifts properly, and covered by Luna, but only a 2.
And I think this is Luna's best asset, that high impact offense, whether it's throwing herself at her opponent or throwing her opponent. I know that sounds very simplistic, but she has got an incredibly strong base to do all of that. And the thing as well is, you know, for someone so young and so new in their career, the confidence that this person exudes is genuinely great to see.
Covered now by Luna off the slam. In that same vein, Dani Luna, of course, slightly younger than Toni Storm, but Toni Storm is still, in terms of her career, incredibly young and has already travelled all around the world. Of course, originally from the Gold Coast in Australia before moving to Storm Zero City, which I believe is somewhere in the northwest.
Yes, I believe so. But of course, you know, and it's that experience that gives her the edge. Then all them tours of this, you know, Japan with Stardom, that Mae Young experience, you know, winning such a
cover now.
Winning such a high-profile tournament at such a young age. Even when she became Progress Women's Champion, she was barely into her 20s, and that is something that is so easily forgotten, especially within Progress where we have such young competitors.
Toni Storm, the first ever Progress Wrestling Women's Champion, managed to defeat Rhea Ripley for the NXT UK Women's Championship, which she, rather like the Progress Champion again, found championships rather grab around the world. This is where you don't want to be with Toni. German suplex into that bridge. But Toni's been dealing with shoulder issues recently, and that's the price you pay for experience in professional wrestling. Matt, is damage to your body. Could be going for
oh, Eri crash, dunks her down, and she's going to the top rope.
Luna now could be heading up for that 450, but Storm catches her. And oh, straight headbutt by Storm.
Right on the top of the head of Luna.
Now tries to grab her, but oh, another headbutt. Storm now, top rope, forearm, and you can hear the crowd now starting to get behind the upstart Dani Luna. And like you said, what a scalp it would be if Dani Luna was able to defeat Toni Storm. She's in there with one of the best in the world right now, and now Storm has Luna superplex. But Toni, driving the wind out of herself as well, isn't able to capitalize.
You know, there might be a gulf in experience, but this matchup has been incredibly even back and forth for both competitors.
As we mentioned, that NXT UK title win that Toni had, and Rhea Ripley at the end of that tournament for the title kicked Toni in the back, and she ended up in hospital and couldn't have no feeling in her legs. So over the years, you've got to believe that the abuse that Toni Storm has taken, probably more so than any other female wrestler here based in the UK, just for volume of matches she's had, and it can have a cumulative effect on the body. Clothesline now. Oh my gosh, they're not clotheslines. Swinging forearms. Storm now, kick under the jaw. Ducks a clothesline from Luna. Oh! Lariat by Storm!
Something you don't see often from Storm, but it's employing to good effect here. Cover.
But Luna manages to slip out before 3.
Maybe Storm getting drawn into Luna's game a little bit there. She did gain the advantage, but I don't know how long, especially if she's got a bad shoulder, how long she wants to be throwing them clotheslines.
Oh, could be going for that pile driver. Manages to escape around the back. Storm rolls through, as does Luna. Back to a vertical base, kicks the clothesline away. There's a lariat of her own. Storm landing on the back of her head. Now Luna, from the knees, deadlift suplex. Both legs hooked. Nearly an upset there for Luna.
Maybe exerting a little bit of extra effort there. Would it be better to drag Toni to a base before hitting that suplex? Maybe inexperience, maybe over-enthusiasm coming into play.
Well, a very physical contest here between Storm and Luna. Oh, now elbows into the jaws. Storm tries to escape. Could be going for that power drive. Oh! Stuffs her, but Luna manages to roll under the bottom rope, and she grabs onto that rope to stop Toni Storm, dragging her back in.
Yeah, good ring awareness there. She knew exactly where she was. I don't know if she was fully conscious, but that enough. Oh my.
But now she's in a very dangerous place, and a Mako Satomura light kick into the back. Oh no, surely not. Storm going for a pile driver on the edge of the ring. Luna escapes. Forearm. Oh, and a straight palm strike by Storm. There's a big kick by Luna on the outside. Oh, Storm has her rocked, and this is a bad place for Luna to be. Here comes Toni. Misses. Oh! Spikes Toni on the edge of the ring.
And is smart enough to push her back in with all that momentum.
Storm might be out. Luna heading to the top rope. Frog splash. Covered by Luna. And Toni just out before 3. We've seen Dani Luna implement that 450 splash with various degrees of success, but electing this time to go for the frog splash from the corner very nearly gets the upset there on Toni. Toni catches her. Oh no! Sherman into the corner and the ropes. Oh, not another pile driver attempt. Luna rolls her up. Cover. Ah! Dani Luna just beat Toni Storm.
The winner of this contest, Dani Luna.
Well, we said it would be an upset, Matt, but I didn't quite expect it. Dani Luna with the wherewithal to slip behind on that pile driver attempt, and Dani Luna picks up the win against a former Progress Wrestling Women's Champion. Storm is in shock, as much I think as Luna is.
Well, Luna saw her opportunity, chanced it, and has got her biggest victory to date here in Progress.
The women's division of Progress is something very different and something very, very special. We started on the Endeavor shows, which were smaller shows, and we worked our way up because we kept having such exciting matches and doing really well. I guess you could say Progress, they've got a very good eye for talent. So if you're on a Progress show, chances are you're a rising star or you're going to do really big things. Especially for the women, there's a huge success rate of that. Women that have come from Progress tend to do very well for themselves. So it is definitely worth watching. It is definitely worth tuning into because you're going to see the next big star. Progress is a place very, very important to me, very special to me. It gave me my first shot. It put me on the map and it made me ultimately who I am today. So without Progress, I have no idea where I would be now.